What's going on, everybody? My name is Venatix. Welcome back to the channel. This title is not clickbait. It is not your fault, I promise. Range and suppression seems to be broken, and here's the proof for it. I was looking through the subreddit, and there was a post by Platyplasm, and it says, dreg shooters are often frustrating to deal with because they are seemingly near immune or extremely resistant to suppression. Now, I want to make sure that you guys understand scab versus dreg, and we'll take a look at this video here so you guys can see what's going on when it comes to range and suppression. So you can see this guy's shooting a plasma gun over the scab gunners here, and they are immediately suppressed, not looking to shoot back at all. Now, of course, they are in the meat grinder, so they're not going to shoot back regardless, but you can see they basically get suppressed immediately. Now we have the dreg right here. He does like a tiny flinch, which is to be expected, but just doesn't get suppressed at all. Now here we are with like a heavy stubber here, shooting over the top of them to suppress them, and we can see that it takes about 4 seconds for the dreg shooter to be completely and fully suppressed. And then again, it mentions here that it will be immediately recovered. So if we jump back here to the very beginning, about here, he shoots, and then wait for him right here where my cursor is, boom, then he ducks down. It takes a long time for them to actually fully take cover there, for them to be fully suppressed. But then as soon as he's done shooting, the dreg is immediately ready to go again, unlike the scabs. It's like instantaneous. It's kind of crazy, and it makes sense on those much higher difficulties. We're talking basically T5, but T4 and above, where there's just tons of guys who shoot, tons of shooters, gunners, etc. The dregs are completely broken. I'm assuming this is a bug. It's been marked as a bug. We'll have to see if Fat Shark does comment on this, but so far the Reddit has been empty. Now, to confirm this, I actually jumped into the advanced tutorial again to check out what range suppression is supposed to do, and it says when ranged enemies are shot at, they flinch, becoming suppressed. Suppressed enemies try to take cover and will not fire back. Right, so you'll see here, I'm just going to shoot above these guys. Instantly runs away. Instantly runs away. Even that one I shot at just to see if it did anything different. Again, it flinches and then runs away. Same with that one. So that's the intention, and I'm not sure why the dreg, which is kind of like more common folk, unlike like the scab guys here, that should just be like guys in cloth who are basically not super trained. Anyways, I don't know a whole bunch about the Warhammer lore. You guys can tell me more about that in the comment section down below. But going back to the subreddit here, I did find this comment here very funny. It says, meanwhile, my veteran has a seizure every time someone coughs into his general direction. And it's actually like super true about that, because they show you what happens when you're getting shot. Now look at this. This is me again inside it getting suppressed at. Now I'm not moving my mouse at all here once I start shooting. This is how crazy suppression is to us. Like, again, I'm not sitting there trying to change my mouse by any means, but it's obvious that we are extremely handicapped when we're getting suppressed, which again, that's a game mechanic, but it seems like it's completely broken for the dreg gunners at this point in time. Now, one last thing I do want to show you guys before we finish here. Someone was talking about you can always just play as a veteran because you are immune to suppression when you use the ult, the combat ability. And some people kind of questioned it and said like, oh yeah, but it doesn't stagger, etc, etc. But he goes on to down here and he says, are you sure? And this guy says, yes, with ult on plus 75% damage reduction perk, you can just stand and tank practically infinite amount of shooters. No worry about suppression or having your toughness broken. And then he gives us an example here, which I got pulled up. And I kid you not, so this is an example on T4, so heresy difficulty. The combat ability is constantly up because he has the shooter option here. And he just starts tanking rounds because his damage reduction on toughness is insane. I mean, keep an eye on his toughness on the bottom left here. He's tanking rounds back and forth, but it doesn't even matter. He's literally single-handedly taking this whole front for his team. I mean, to be fair, I don't even know where his teammates are at. Maybe they're behind him hanging out. Oh, there's one right there on the right-hand side, but we can see this actually is something very strong that I'm sure a lot of my veteran players out there understand, while others maybe are just learning about this. I think this is a really cool feature. Anyways, we don't need to watch the rest of this, but I thought that was really cool. And just to top it off, he says down here, and this is something again to consider if you have a zealot with a veteran, because the zealot gives a base coherency aura of 7% damage reduction, and then they have a feat, a talent choice, which gives them another 15%, which is 23% total if that's how it works. If it's just a direct add, or if it's a 15% and then a 7, etc. So basically, the veteran with the zealot combo is very strong when you choose the right talents and perks. Anyways, guys, again, it seems like range of suppression's got a little bit of bugs and issues going on with it. So if you are experiencing some difficulties with that, don't worry. It's not just you. It's all of us. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.